Yeah. Two DJs in the mic, what's the vibe tonight? Talking issues, dropping gems, keep the game airtight. Spin it, flip it, mix it, fix it, yo, we here to ignite. Yeah. Hands on the decks, but the crowd don't move. Blame the DJ, not check the groove. Playlist stale, need something brand new. Crates full of dust, man, what you tryna prove? Yeah. Clubs want cheap, DJs want respect. Promoters cutting corners, man, the scene's a wreck. Yeah. Sink or scratch, doesn't matter the tech. It's about the energy, not the brand on the deck. Two DJs in the mic, turn the dark to the light. Dropping wisdom, spinning true, get the balance just right. Two DJs in the mic, elevate, take flight. Fix the game, spark the flame, keep the future in sight. Yeah.
Yes, we're back. We're back in the great D-Town.
Yeah, back home, man.
Yes, back home. Welcome to
bad weather with us.
Yeah, a little rain.
Cold.
Well, at least we didn't bring that tornado with us.
You're right about that.
That was hovering.
Yes. Hovering around the city.
But yeah, we're back. Welcome to another edition of Two DJs, One Mic. And we're blessed to have with us one of D-Town's finest, DJ VTech in the house, along the side of me with the infamous DJ JP, the slow jam king, the voice of choice, all of that good stuff.
Really? What is wrong with you tonight?
We're back in the studio.
Okay. All right. Whatever. All right. Oh boy.
All right. How you doing? Valente?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing tonight?
Man, we are good.
Pretty good.
As you can tell.
Yeah.
About that weather, I think we took that tornado up there and then we brought it back down with us. So we did.
Man, you know what? That makes sense. I ain't think about that.
Yeah, it rolled up with us.
Yeah. Because when they started talking about it, me and Jeff was at the pizza parlor, grabbing a little dinner, and it just started getting a little weird. I'm talking about we hear sirens downtown
in Oklahoma.
I was walking on the street going towards that 3rd Street Market. The sirens are going on. I was outside.
We got on the street right when the sirens started. We said, okay, well, we were going back to the hotel. We probably should have stayed where we were at.
But when I heard that loudspeaker and they talking about take cover, and I said, no, it's real. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Well,
we're here to talk about Valente's first trip and just review to a DJ. Was that your first DJ conference, Valente?
It was, yeah.
All right, and just talk a little bit about what he and what we saw. So,
yes.
Yeah.
This is a recap of Midwest DJs Live.
With a guest.
Yes. The great VTech. So, you know what? Let's just jump right into this.
Let's go.
Let's not even play with it.
All right. So, what was your overall impression of Midwest DJs Live?
You know what? Going into it, I really didn't know what to expect. I was invited, first of all, by some Dallas-based DJs. Hey, you should come. It was kind of last minute. I booked everything the week of. So everything was kind of in a rush, but that's all right. That's how I live my life. So got up there and right away, man, just, got to know a lot of the guys that were there from around the country. Didn't take long to start talking about, DJing business. So overall, first impression, I feel like it was large, but it wasn't like too large where you wouldn't get lost in the mix. So, I was kind of hanging around guys that I know some of the time, and then guys that I met, and I didn't want to, I knew I was going to talk to the guys that I know already, after this. So I just wanted to make new connections, and that's what I did. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a great experience.
Yeah. Well, what is that, like 3, 4 for us at Midwest? 3, I think. 3rd year. I think they keep improving, they keep making it better and better, and opening new opportunities and changing the people on the stage. So overall, it's right back to this normal setting the standard for the industry.
Yes, really. Yeah. And I was very impressed, as always, And this one here connected with me a little different than the other ones. It was a stronger connection this year for me. Um, and I don't think it's because of something that they did. I just think I'm in a different place. And it just, it resonated a little bit more with me in a different way. But I really enjoyed it. And I always love the camaraderie, the networking, sitting down, talking to people, seeing everybody, from afar. So I loved it. It was really good.
Very good.
Another thing to add, I thought the the production was nice too. It wasn't too over the top. It was nice. It wasn't kind of in your face, but not like where you're just overwhelmed. So I thought the production of it was really nice.
Yeah,
both during the day and the nightlife. Too.
Yeah, the 3 times we've been, it's been real. Speaking of that, we could jump. Well, we'll jump into some of that. I don't know if we got about the clubs or the things. I mean,
We'll
think
get
the
into that.
Sunday night was just awesome. But go ahead.
Yeah. And I'm just saying we don't really have nothing in here about that, but you can go into the Sunday night.
Yeah,
right
Sunday
now.
was awesome, man.
Yeah,
just the whole vibe with the movies, the set,
the
the throwback neon signs. I mean, they had every detail in that little spot. I mean, it's a nice little spot, really cool.
Well, and the fact that it was an old school spot, summer of '85.
Yeah, stuck in the summer of '85.
Yes. I watched Purple Rain. We watched it we watched the full Purple Rain and a half of it or somewhere up in there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was really cool. The party I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the DJs. I think they understood the assignment and they played to the 80s and 90s. When Icon got up there, he went, in another direction, but it wasn't bad.
No.
It was good. It was, he started hitting the early 2000s, Nuck If You Buck. I thought somebody was going to get bucked up in there, but, we stayed calm.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we stayed calm. I was looking forward to you, Valente, to have on your 80s gear, but you didn't.
You know what? I didn't get the memo. I like I said, I was. It was so rushed to make the plans that I didn't see I didn't really read to the run of show. I just kind of showed up, and so I even got a message from one of the DJs here in Dallas, and he was like, "You got your outfit?" And I was like, "What outfit?" So yeah, I just wore.
Don't feel bad, man. We've gone to quite a few and did not know that they were having a white party or this party. We had to try to buy something on the spot. But this year we read the fine print, so we were ready this time. Plus, I had some 80s stuff already.
Oh yeah, we were ready. This was right up our alley.
Yeah.
I think you guys got robbed, by the way.
We do too.
Yes,
but we know why we didn't get it because we get free tickets. So why would
it wouldn't make sense to give us a ticket? But I agree with that.
We did tell Nate that too.
I agree.
Yeah. But he had a good Joe Dirt. He was good.
Yeah.
Right.
But I had the gold rings on, man. I had the fat gold chain.
Yeah,
on.
you went all the way up.
I had the old school 80s flights. The Jordan flights. I was, I was in my LL and you had a fanny pack on.
Hey, we played our part. We did our part.
I know it, but I'm just saying you had a fanny on. We should have won just on that.
Whatever. All right. I think several people had on fanny packs, so it wouldn't have made a difference. But all right, keep it fire burning. Come on.
For you, and we can kind of tailor this a little bit more, but for you, what made this year different from the other conferences for you?
Man, there's I wouldn't say it's a difference. It's just always the closeness and the smallness of it, where you can pretty much meet and greet and talk to everybody you want to there. It's not like it's so overwhelming where you might be looking for somebody, but I think it was good education. They had some good topics, things we heard, and some, like I say, a lot of new, fresh faces speaking, like John Wyatt, the lawyer, Caroline. I mean, I think it was really good how they did. They just continue to set the bar.
So for you, Valente, we did stuff back home. What made this different than those things for you? Or was it different?
Well, I like that they touched on, not just, it wasn't just about hanging out, with other DJs. It's about, getting your business and improving your business, improving how to be a better vendor overall, not just a better DJ. Jack Christian hit on that. That I brought home for sure. That was one little nugget that I was like, there's little things that kind of help you become a better vendor overall, and just kind of be that favorite, with other people that you meet, different gigs throughout the week. So it kind of touched on everything from technology, the AI thing. Man, it was just so much that I mean, I kept all those notes. I all the QR codes they were telling you to scan, I scanned all of them, and I'm still reviewing most of those notes. So, but yeah, definitely, I'm ready to apply some of that to my business. So
that's awesome.
What about you?
Well, for me, what made it different was there were some different people and some different connections that I made this time. And it just, this year, it felt a little bit more like family for me. What do you, what
Nothing, go ahead.
I'm just saying it felt more like family this time for me, with the people that we engage with, the people that have us there, Mitch and Rich, Jeffrey, Eric, Chris, Nate. It just felt more like family and more like we were more a part of the entire experience. And not saying we haven't been, but it just felt more like that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, they really took care of us this time.
Yes.
Even more so than normal.
Yes. And that was beautiful. All right, Jeffrey.
All right. Who were some standout people you connected with at Midwest DJs Live? And we'll make you go first this time. We won't make Valente go first.
Okay.
So
I would say Jason Jenai, White Shadow, Carolyn Fox, Rob Peters.
you just can't go down the interview list.
I'm giving it to you according to what I experienced. I can't talk to everybody else's experience.
I know.
I was sitting at a table working. So don't be mad at me for remembering the people that had an impression on me.
Okay. I agree with you though, but I'm like, you just running down the interview list.
But that's what hey, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Moving right along. And some of the female DJs, Shelly, Valentina, Michelle, Jamie. I'm just saying that was really great, and I felt the connection, with them. Even our brother. We had a great talk with our brother from EV, Marco.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. But yes, I'll leave it there. But go ahead, Valente.
You're right. Leave it there. What about you, V, for your first time? How was it for you connecting?
Well, us DJs, we seem to carry this like ego, when we come into another place, and there was none of that. I was able to really talk to a lot of people, very humble, including some of the female DJs that were out there. Shelly, especially her during the ladies' night.
Mm-hmm.
She was really nice. The on stage guys like White Shadow, man, the stories he could tell, that was amazing. Matt Radicelli, when he had his AI presentation, that was big. I'm a techie guy, I'm an IT guy, so even some of the stuff he was talking about, I was like, man, I need to catch up, because there was so much that he's in those 30 minutes that he had, he said so much, and so I definitely I definitely have already looked into a lot of the things that he talked about. So Jack Christian, again, I mentioned him earlier. Even him just sitting at the bar having a beer with him was great. He's down to earth. He's just one of those guys that just you could talk to and get his perspective on things, especially him being here in Dallas.
Yeah,
that's how it is around here. So, but yeah, it was nice talking to for even I met guys that were kind of there were solo op guys that were there, and I could tell they were their first time at a conference. I remember being in the simple breakout room.
Mm-hmm.
The guy asked, who here uses a CRM? And maybe 4 of us put our hands up. And everybody else is like, well, what do you use? Like, I use an Excel spreadsheet, or I write it down on paper, or I write my calendar. And so I can tell there's a lot of guys like that they want to learn, they want to connect with other people. And so I sat down with a couple of those guys and was like, hey, I noticed that you raised your hand. What do you use right now? And so I was kind of talking to them about how they can utilize technology to make their business better and keep track and not get double booked. And so I got their numbers and been texting with them this week. So
I love it. I love it.
Those type of connections I really, it's my first time being at a conference, but I feel like I'm not an inexperienced DJ, So I was happy to kind of spread, whatever knowledge and experience I had, even though I never been to a conference, but I mean, I feel like I'm not a rookie either, So,
but we have stuff around here to network, so you kind of network around here, but not.
and exactly,
So,
I've had my own networking events in the past too, so. I know how it is. I love to share my knowledge, skills, and all that. I always invite people over. You guys know that, and so. It was nice to have all that in one room, though. I was just kind of eating it up. I was like, I want to talk to everybody.
Yeah, because I know we would see you. You would talk to us for 35 seconds,
and he'd be out of there.
We're like, "Hey, where would go?"
I was happy because I said, "Man, he making it.
Yeah, he making the best of it."
Yeah.
So instead of just hanging around somebody, we saw you networking and talking to all kind of people. Yeah. So
for yourself, well,
I'm going to say that someone I've always admired. But of course, I'll just go to kind of like you, White Shadow, but Janai really, really put an impression on me, man. When he sat down and talked to us, because like Valente says, you expect egos in some of these people. And man, he was so down to earth and just dropping nugget after nugget, wrote down his phone number. Here's my phone number. Call me. I want to push the show when y'all put it out. He was just really cool. I really liked Shelly after we got to know her. She was really cool, cool. Yeah. And hearing her story, man, when her interview their interview is going to be great with the ladies about. She started when she was 14, DJing with her dad in the clubs.
No, she was younger than that.
Well, maybe 10. But she's been in there a long time. She started carrying records, so she don't look that old, but she's been in the game for a while. But I mean, like you say, to me, it's just getting to know different people. And if you have something you want to, like I would love to take Gilda with us so she can meet some of these ladies that's doing it, and just Valente meeting other DJs and sharing, and he pouring into people. So you got it right. You handled it well. And that's really what conference is all about, man. It's kind of like the first one I ever went to, the guy who was hosting, he said, all egos. I don't care if you're $1 million DJ to $10,000 DJ, leave your ego at the door. We're all here to learn. And that's pretty much the way it's been for me since I've been going. That's why I love to go so much, because there's always a nugget or somebody I'm going to meet that's just going to,
so much.
Yeah. So I absolutely love it.
And I can't tell you how many back alley conversations I've had. How many times that I almost got reported missing.
Oh, I know, because I'll be looking for you.
Yeah, I know it. That's what I'm saying. I can't tell you how many, so I love it.
Yeah.
So what was the most valuable conversation that you had, during the conference that you feel like was the most valuable? I'll let you go first this time.
Wow. Man, White Shadow. Man, just his love for DJs. And he, I love what he said about, I haven't made it. People say you made it. He said, what did I make it to? man, the stuff he said, Mike, and how he wants to pour back into the industry, man, he just blew me away. I mean, I was so impressed with him, bro.
You know what made me happy about that? Because he talked about standards.
Yes.
And you know, that's been my soapbox.
I know.
He talked about standards.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, he talked about entry level. He don't want to make it so easy to get
I know
in.
it.
And if you get in, and if those of us who've been doing it 20, 30 years, he want us to have some type of, sway.
Differentiation.
Yeah.
Be able to differentiate.
And, hey, this guy's been doing it. And it means something that you've been in the game. But the conversation with him just blew me away. Like you say, I wanted to put him in the luggage, bring him home.
Always.
Talk to him some more, and then send him back later on. But
Kidnap.
I just love great conversation, especially people who, we won't say made it, but have an influence in the industry that is giving back. They're
doing it. He's working.
He was good. Valente, what you got, brother?
I met some DJs from out in California. My problem this whole time that I've been running my business is letting go of things, right? Delegating. And like this year, my wife has really helped me a lot with the business. She wanted to understand how everything works, and so I was like, let's do it. So I met other guys, the guys from California that I met. They were Pantera Entertainment in San Francisco. They were there with their wives, right? And so to me, I was just like, wow, like I know Jeff. Jeff can attest to this, right? But,
yeah, I can.
Seeing that kind of opened my eyes, like, man, like I know I'm doing the right thing by allowing her or getting her to learn and allowing her to take some of this stuff off my plate. And that's really something that really I connected with those guys, because again, they were there with their wives. They were also answering questions at our little breakout roundtables. It's a team effort, and I've always been by myself. I've always been just doing everything on my own.
By yourself.
I felt like I was by myself. Yeah. But just that was kind of the biggest, most valuable conversation I was having with those guys. It's just, man, I just seeing that, in the flesh, just happening, and it was really, I brought that back home. Like, okay, I'm really motivated to just, be a team and just have her do some of the things that I've always done, and she's learning, and she's really helping out a lot. So
yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have that helpmate, and like I say, that's why I don't tell people when they complain about going to conferences and stuff. Hey, mine has been time too since day one. From the first day I came, I've been times too. So, but my wife is bought in totally. But so your turn, sir.
Well, for me, two of the most valuable conversations I had was with James from Curator and Matt Relicelli. Those were two conversations that I had that really stuck with me, because like yourself, Valente, I'm a tech guy, and we had some very in-depth tech conversations, and all three of us was just giddy. And it was good. I had a personal conversation with James and a personal one with Matt, and we were just giddy, and it was good, talking about what we talked about and being able to give something to each other. So those were conversations that stood out with me.
Think about this. We see Matt, James, at least 3 or 4 times a year.
I know.
And but what I'm saying is every time we see them, there's something new that they can pour into you.
Every time.
Yep. So, I mean, especially Matt, man, he's one of the most innovative guys that I know. And that interview of his is going to be golden. So y'all be ready for Matt's interview.
Yes.
It was good. But
Matt called some people out.
James, he's always on the cutting edge, man. He's always on the cutting edge.
Kicking the door down.
Yeah. Standing on the other side, waiting for people to come through.
Yeah.
So just always some great conversations.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is more so for you, but
Did the educational sessions match what DJs need right now? Valente, this one is on you.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, whether you were a seasoned guy or starting out or just somebody that wanted more, they definitely touched on a lot of topics that benefited everybody. So from the CRM part to the how to be a better MC. I think there was other tables that had like Serato tips and tricks and the making your own edits with Kova. That was I mean, that's something I know how to do already, but I just don't do it enough. But I think it's something to really think about, especially with the way DJing is going. You got to stand out somehow, right? So you can rely on other people's edits, but I mean, if you have a creative mind, if you already have a creative mind, why not doing it yourself? And it's not that hard anymore to do it. It might cost a little bit of money to get that program, but it has stems now. I mean, what else do you need, right? You can do anything with that.
You're right.
You can even live stems.
Yeah. So it really left an awesome impression on me because, like I said, you're thinking like, oh, you're a seasoned guy, you know everything already, blah blah blah, right? But you really don't. There's so much out there that
really
you really don't.
Yeah, and a lot of guys that go or attend conferences, kind of on I'll say regular basis, always complain, oh, it's on a one-on-one level. But I mean, did you get it the first time? I think every time I hear, I've heard this one guy out of Canada speak like 4 or 5 times. Each time I hear him talk, he elevates it to another level and gives me a nugget that I can take home and use. So, yeah, we go, oh, they're not doing this. But I mean, okay, so if you're,
I want to touch on this when it comes to that, if I can. When I look at that, I look at that in this way. Whatever the information level is within the class, the breakout rooms or what have you, when you come out of there and you're interacting with people and that information starts to go up, the level of it, whatever comes out of that show is a part of the show. There's an atmosphere that's created for all of these things to take place. You can't take that away.
No.
And you're right. When you can't keep talking over people's head, because then you're not going to be able to relate to no one. But every time you hear something, it's going to be different. For those of us that like sports, how many new football offenses have you seen? How many ways can you run a post route?
Yeah.
But you continue to watch it.
They keep innovating.
Yeah. You find different little ways, but it's still the basics and fundamentals.
Yeah.
And the basics and fundamentals of life always give you life.
So DJ business skills and DJ basics. If you don't have the basics, what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Wow.
Yep. Let me see it. Hard to get all of those tables.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Sounds like I missed a good conference. You did, Mr. Pitts.
Yeah,
you missed a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed a good one. Yeah, we should have got you to drive on down there from the great state of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's move right along. So what vendors or products stood out the most to you, Valente? Did anything grab your attention?
I was really surprised. I was really surprised by the EV90s. Just the 2 sets powering the whole conference.
They just had 2 EV90s for the whole room
on each end. Yeah, that's all they had.
Oh my God.
So, and I learned, when I went to the EV room, I learned that the only difference between the 70s and the 90s is the sub, right? The 15 and the 18. So the top is the same. So
a body bag.
Yeah. So that was one thing that I was surprised that I never really heard that speaker before. So
Oh, it's a beast.
yeah.
And to me, see, that's another thing. You can actually hear it, see it, touch it, feel it, and not
Talk with
just
the
have
people.
to call somebody from NFLX or Zounds or Guitar Center. You can actually go see it and hear it in action. But go ahead.
Yeah. That simple CRM, I had already looked into that one, and it's even more robust than I even thought. I think it's a little more than what I need right now, but for somebody that's like a multi-op like you guys, man, like I think you have inventory tracking, and
Yes.
it does all your social media. I mean, that thing's a powerful tool. That I was really impressed by. What was his name? Forget his
Brian.
name.
Brian.
That's what it was.
Brian McMahon.
Yeah. And then I think one more other one that I was the photo booth
Danny
curator, the curator.
No, curator live.
Oh
yeah,
he was in Danny's.
Yeah. I thought the software was pretty cool.
It
is. That's James. He's
the best.
Yeah, James.
The best.
Yeah.
No,
both lighting was cool. I saw all the lights and
all
the stuff they had to offer or whatever. Got to meet Rick and all them. So it was Dave, the champ. So, but yeah, I mean, I think all the vendors had something that impressed me.
Did anything stand out to you
this year? I like that little new speaker. I can't remember the model that EV let us use. I like that.
What was
Very light.
Yeah.
Sleek, just nice look to it. And Bob is on here. Bob saw the speaker too. Nice little speaker. But both lighting, they grabbed me this year. I like, even with the boiler room style party, how they set up the lighting. It was nice. It was really nice. And the switcher that Marcellus was using over there
with a MIDI,
man, Marcellus was mixing them lights like he was mixing tracks over there. I'm talking about he was in it.
Like he had an 808 over there. He was on it though.
Yes. Yeah, he hitting them buttons just like that. And but the lightings really grabbed my attention this time. Outside of that, sometimes for us is we don't get to see a lot.
Yeah.
But what about yourself?
So for me, it was that little walk around roamer that Danny had that weighed about 5 ounces, because ours are so big.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
When the roamer. But that little roamer was really cool. I thought that was a really cool little product. And those speakers, they're called Evias, EVIA. Yeah. So that was the new speakers that they have, the lower line that's even below the XLZ. But yeah, ZLX. But those were really, really cool speakers that they let us use over there in the booth for the show. So
yeah, that iPad Mini little roamer was nice, and man, it was light.
Yeah, because I walked around with that other one for about 2 hours.
Yeah, that forearm was tight.
Put my arm in traction.
The forearm, you got a Popeye on you.
You do what you got to do to make it go. Yeah.
Yes, you're right, Bob. Marcellus uses the whoop mix. He was mixing.
Yeah, he was. He was all over it.
Yeah, you're right. Damn spell check. Doing spell check.
It's okay, Bob.
Yeah, we
know what you're saying.
Yeah, we know. Yes.
All right. What trends did you notice in the DJ industry this year? What trends did we see?
For me, I'm gonna go with edits. There's a lot of more editing being done. That was something that I saw this year. And even with having conversations that we had with Matt, and talking about that, that was one thing that really stood out to me. What about you, Valente?
Well, last year I stopped subscribing to record pools and I started subscribing to people's Patreons,
Oh,
and
really?
I felt that was more the way to go. Mark Cuts, ETX here in Dallas,
Uh-huh.
um, Icon, just because I feel like I don't know, record pools they kind of overwhelm you. Yeah, you can find some good stuff in there, but it takes a long time to look through that stuff. And I feel like a monthly release of some tracks from a few producers or remixers is kind of just enough for the type of stuff that I do.
Yeah.
You know, if you're constantly like in a club scene or always just want the latest and greatest, I think record pools might be the way to go. But doing the events that I do, yeah, we kind of play a lot of the same stuff, but you want those different edits to stand
Add a
out, right?
twist to it.
Add a twist to it. Like, I was really impressed with Icon set. I met Icon 10 years ago, I think, when he was over here in Dallas. He's really improved a lot. I mean, he's a hardcore turntablist, right? And then now he's doing what we do. So, but he has that flavor. He, like you said, at the Sunday night party, he played some stuff with, just crazy edits, right? Just a lot of bass, a lot of kind of dubstep style, but it sounded good. Like you recognize the song, but it had this different just bass line behind it, basically. And I thought, man, like I do a lot of weddings that are like that too. The crowds are the brides and grooms are a little younger now. They're not. We're kind of pulling away from them, right? So we kind of still got to stay fresh with the. They love the songs that they've always heard growing up, but if we can add that twist to it, that really makes you stand out and makes you become that guy. Like, oh, he's the DJ, he's the one, he's the best I've ever heard. So. But you do got to rely on other DJs, if you don't do your own edits, you got to, so I think that's kind of the trends it's kind of going towards that, like Patreon, certain producers, people are kind of starting to sign up that way. Cause it can be a little more expensive and at the same time it can't be, if you want, it's a monthly subscription. So it's the same thing as you still pay 30, 40, $50 for record pools.
But are you getting, you're getting, I'm sure it's remixes and things and edits, but are they keeping you up with what's fresh and new also?
Usually, yeah. Usually they have kind of newer stuff in there. So you'll see the Drake and the Sexy Reds and the, stuff like that. At the same time, they'll throw in like just old school stuff that's kind of sounds different.
That's kind of like DJ City. Yeah, DJ City does a lot of that too.
Because I had DJ City, BPM. Those are the two that I was subscribed to.
Because they do a lot of Tallboy mixes, and he does a lot of dubstep in those. So
yeah,
I just definitely getting on my old side over there.
You can't relate to that.
I try, man, but it's tough. But whatever people ask me to play, I can put anything in it, so that don't bother me. But it's just not what I would be throwing on my.
Well, what helped me with that, what gave me an appreciation of it is. Some years back, I did a Sweet 16, and their playlist was full of dubstep. And this was back when it started. It started to get some traction. And I'm like, man, this is kind of funky. And then I saw how it created that like rave type of that. The feeling that it created out of them, and like I told you one time, it was bad. They tore up furniture. I'm telling you, it got crazy in there. But, it's nice. I love the creativity that we're getting and that we heard there. I can deal with that and appreciate that more than just hearing just straight hard house. Just
stop it.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I thought we were in a
stop it.
I thought we were in a safe place.
We are. So I'm trying to stop you. We're in a good spot. But I get you. I understand.
Safe place.
Yeah, we are. Ricky Bobby. But
Old school.
mine would be what I is quick mixing, not really quick mixing, but not letting the song. I mean, just write to words, write to words, write to words, write to, right into the verse. No overlays or anything like that. Just those edits and wordplay and all that stuff is where it seems to be really, really.
Oh
gone.
yeah.
So
heavily.
Yeah, heavily.
I love it. I love the creativity, man. It's a beautiful thing. So this is a good one, and it's just important. Why is networking still one of the biggest values at a conference for you?
Why is what now? Say that one more time.
Networking.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. Well, I have to ask.
Well, I'll just give you one example. This is my example. So I had a wedding in New York. I met Jeff Kwan at DJ Mobile Beat.
Not the chef, right?
No, his name is Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff Kwan, K-A-W-N. He owns Canal Street Music in New York.
Jeff.
So I called him, told him what I needed. All I had to do was bring my board and my laptop. He had uplight speakers, everything. All I had to do was plug and play. So making those connections, like Terrence. I go do weddings in New Orleans because I know Terrence. It's just everybody I've met over the time. I had a DJ come in town this weekend from Atlanta. He came in, I did a rental for him. So it's just all those connections. So if we ever go somewhere and need something, I always know somebody that almost every city that we can hook up with.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
because of that, I met and we know See It the Saint, and she runs a company, that specialize in doing that exact thing, for rentals for DJs going from city to city.
Yeah.
But yes, the networking is, man, it's really important, and it's one of the most important aspects to the conference for me, because I love being able to build those relationships, not on the basis of what someone can do for me. I just love building that relationship. It's nothing like being in a room or being in a place with your peers, with everybody that has a love for something that you fell in love with.
Yep. V-Tech, talk to us, baby. Talk to us.
No, you guys hit all the good points there, but I think for me, networking goes beyond even just a DJ. If you can connect with somebody on, with something else that you do, in life, like for me, like playing golf, Jeff, we still need to play, right?
Yeah.
That's something. If you connect on another level, away from DJing, like that's just, I think it's an awesome thing, because then you become friends, and you can always rely on each other. The long distance thing, those guys from California, those guys are so, you're like, hey, if I have a gig over here, would you come over here? I'll set up everything for you. You DJ, you just bring your controller, whatever you want to bring. I'll provide everything. Like who says that? Like that's so awesome. He wants to experience, like, he wants to make that friendship and inviting you to do a gig in California. Like that's pretty amazing. So
it's cool.
And just the support, even online, making friends on Instagram, seeing their posts and just liking it, making a comment. To me, that goes a long way too. That tells them you're seeing them. They see you too, and so that kind of, that's another way you can support too. Just the likes and the comments, and that goes a long way too, on the social side. So
I have a question for you guys, and Valente, this is your first one, and I've been to several. So, do you feel like DJs from out of town or not in your area were they more readily to share with you than you would, say, talking to somebody here locally? Did you feel like they were just more of an open book, or would you be more willing to share with somebody that wasn't in your same market?
I think people from out of town are probably a little more open. But I can't say that here in town, everybody that I know are, they're pretty open to talking and not gatekeeping. That was kind of the word of the conference, right? No gatekeeping, right? So, but again, I've been around for a while, so I know a lot of guys in DFW. So,
I mean, I know, but I'm just saying, are you more willing to tell somebody something that's working for you easier than you would tell somebody out of town? You know what I'm saying? Me,
Yeah,
I'm not like that at all. I'm not a gatekeeper, but I feel, and I like Nate said in his interview with us that if I elevate you, that's going to elevate me, which takes us all to another level. But everybody doesn't think like that.
Right. Yeah. No, not everybody thinks like that. But yeah, that is true. If you support each other, I mean, there's enough to go around for everybody. Nate's a perfect example. Me and Nate have the same customer, same client, same type of clientele, right? So, we joke about it all the time, like, oh, did you get this? Did you get this client that called you? And he's like, yeah, okay, oh, you can have her. I don't want her, type of thing. It's just it's just that type of stuff happens. We get the same clients sometimes, but no, never any hate, never any. It's just you do your thing, I do my thing. We help each other when we can. You need something, come over and get it, or it's always been like that. And hey, unfortunately, some people aren't like that, and sometimes it shows even through social media. You can tell some people that are just like not about helping other people, and that unfortunately that's sad, but there are people who are like that.
Sad but true.
Thanks, Bob. Yes, community over competitors, but I think once you get to a certain level of maturity, that doesn't matter. And, and you've heard me say this before, Jeff, behavior doesn't have an age, and it doesn't have an expiration. You can be an idiot all your life, or you can choose to be, smart, intelligent, loving, anything. When it comes to behavior, you can choose that. And I think for me, I choose not to be a gatekeeper. And I know that we have some like that are here, and we have some like that are in other places. I think for me, I'm more eager, I'm eager to get to know someone that's not from where I'm from. And it's nice when you start communicating and you find out that you have so much in common, So I'm excited about that part of it. But I know amongst us that are not like that, we share information, we share events, we do all of that stuff, People call you, hey, man, can you help me with this? I need such and such. Or, hey, I need, do you have, these type of lights or these speakers or whatever, But, we got...
Just a curiosity question.
Yeah, no, it was a good question. I love it. Really good question. But where are we at? So let's move right along. This is for Valente first and foremost. But go ahead, Jeff.
No, Valente. No, not me.
No, you're reading the question. It's your question.
Oh, what would you improve from Midwest DJs Live 20 for Midwest 2027? What would you improve? What's something you would definitely change? Not change, but improve or make better or make it,
Yeah. It didn't seem like a long day. It kind of, I know it was kind of a full day, but maybe extending it another half day or something. Maybe include another few sessions.
Wow.
You want more?
Yeah. Just, and I don't know. I mean, that might be harder too. I think they did a good job with everything. It's my first one, but everybody says, "Oh, this is the one to go to," right? I don't know. I think it was fine, but maybe add another piece somewhere. Not another party. Parties are fine.
Yeah.
Maybe another morning on the way out. Like a half a day. and hit something,
Man, that is incredible because most people will never ask for more. I mean, they do, but I've never heard anybody with that answer. That is really,
I like that answer.
Bob, make sure you take that back to the board if you're still here with us, because that's a hell of an answer right there. You want more education, or you want something a little bit more. I
like that.
I like that too.
So let me give you
wow.
Let me give you a part B to that. So now that you went to this one, are you coming back for 2027?
I'm not sure. I want to. If I don't, I think I'll be okay because I'm going to go back for the 20th anniversary, which is in 2 years. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's the one I really want to go to because they're having that champions battle. I'm sure they're going to have.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That's.
But you got to see who the champion is. That's going to be the 5th champion. So
you're right. You're right.
But I mean, I understand.
I might tag along with 2 DJs and a mic next year. Be y'all's roadie. You know what I mean? Maybe get up there.
Yeah, we always need road work help. Yeah. We will turn down no help.
You turn down no do boy?
No help. I'm not even getting in it with you this evening. You always want to cause problems. That's all you sit over there and want to call me the bad guy. But so Mike, what is something you would improve while you're over there cackling? Or you think that they could do a little bit better?
And I think they put on a great show. It's kind of hard for me to answer that.
Well, like I say, it's hard because we didn't get in. Yeah, we didn't get to see the education.
I think
from what we heard, though, I mean, because every time somebody spoke or they came out the room, like they talked about John Wyatt, they talked about Matt, they talked about this, they talked about the lawyer was off. I wish I could have heard her presentation. She was off the chain with us for those few minutes she spent with us. And I've heard Jack speak before, and Jack was probably doing his thing. And it was just really, I guess it was a lot of great education. I mean, and we had some great conversations in the chair. And
I would say this. Keep the tornado at bay next year.
You can't control that, but I like that, Valente. I've never heard anybody say they want more education. That has got to be a first. I mean,
and it's not like it wasn't enough education. It's just like what else can make it better? I mean, I don't know. Like you said, it was pretty good. So maybe add a little bit more education. It's really. Yeah, we're there. That's what we're there for, right? I know the partying is fun and stuff. A little more one-on-one time. Like
make the breakout rooms longer, or have some options.
Right. Somehow where they can kind of extend some of the parts. I think that was really improve on.
Yeah, I love it. Yep. Well, I'm so glad you went, man, and I'm glad Nate and all the guys from La Force called you and asked you to go, invited you up, and you came out. And I just think everybody needs to go one time, and I feel like if you go, you'll see the same thing Valente saw, the same thing I saw, the same thing Mike saw when he went. And it's just a big nation of DJs, and it's amazing when we sit at that table and we talk about, say, how many DJs were actually there from Milwaukee? Maybe 2, 3, if that.
I think I'm at one.
Not a whole bunch, but what I'm saying is, just think if we did one in Dallas, we probably have a good turnout because we all travel. But just think about all the DJs in some cities like Vegas. Probably hardly any DJs from Vegas actually go. But Atlantic City is a little different because they have so many local DJs, and all the New York DJs and the Jersey DJs. They come out in full force. They're going to be 2,000 strong every year. So that's a little different. And some of the other ones we haven't been to. Boston was heavy Boston when it was there. We haven't been to New York, but it's just the education and the opportunity is right there, and a lot of people don't seek to go get it.
Yeah. And CP, yes, you were missing.
We miss you, CP.
We miss you, CP.
Yeah.
Yes, the great CP. Which I will be working with him this weekend.
Yep. Hey, and everybody locally, if you're here, we're going to be having another DJ meetup at La Force's headquarters on Monday at, is it 6:30, 7 o'clock? Whatever.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. CP is going to be there presenting, talking about his product. So if you're here in the local area, you want to fellowship with some DJs, and this time, get a little education, please come on out. And if you'd like to talk to CP about his products, we'll have an office set up for him at my office for one day for CP to come in and talk to you and do some demos or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be at the DJ meeting. But man, I'm glad you went, Valente. I'm glad you saw value in it, and it wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't overhyped. It was good. I feel like you went in with an open mind and you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I certainly did.
Yeah. And that's what's important.
That's the key, yeah.
That's what's important. So let me ask you guys this, because we really didn't talk about this.
Okay.
Let's talk about the parties.
Okay.
Valente kind of touched on, the ladies. So how was the ladies' night and the DJ battle for you? How did you like that?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the venue. I think the venue was great because you didn't have to stay in one space. You could walk around. There was outside. The weather was beautiful that night.
Mm-hmm.
You can still hear the music. You can still hear the party going. People were yelling, having a good time. So that night was great. And seeing the ladies up there, the battle was good. I thought somebody else. My vote was with another guy, but it's like Dave Gordon pulled it off, right? So even though everybody's counting on him, but I guess he's just a lighting guy, right? No, that's what I heard.
Really?
Wow.
I'm just kidding. No, I love going to Dave Gordon. He's a nice guy, but no, he definitely killed it. He was probably the cleanest out of all of them, honestly.
Oh,
that's probably what won it. He was the cleanest mix out of all of them.
Oh, okay.
He just
he's gonna have to get his act together because the ones before him are hell on wheels.
Oh yeah.
Matt is good. Don Carlo, all of those guys are tough. Matt is tough. It's gonna be some. Yeah. You're right. That 20th year is gonna be really good, brother.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's gonna be good.
Make sure that you tune in to our interview with Matt Relicelli.
Oh my
Every day we're dropping one of the interviews at 10 a.m. every day.
11 Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. So check out Matt's call out.
When are we dropping Matt?
More than likely next week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Check out the call out.
Yeah. Matt was talking some mad cash.
Yes. And White Shadow was the judge. So he saw, he made that call. Yeah. Good call. But Dave is just not a lighting guy. He's a superhero.
We're going to have to mark the tape and cut that.
Yeah. He's a superhero.
He's just a lighting guy.
Yes. But I enjoyed the parties. They were really good. All three of the parties I enjoyed. The boiler room was fire. I heard some things that I hadn't heard. And it was very inspiring.
The creativity.
It was very inspiring.
Creativity. Nick and all his antics. And
and even I appreciated when he made an error and he just, he rebound because it's always about the rebound. Yeah. And there we live in an era where so many people have did this and it was pre-recorded.
Yeah.
So I love when I see something and know that it's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
And the ladies, man, once I heard their stories, a lot of them, because I didn't think Valente or Valentina was that vintage where she might have toted some records.
Oh yeah.
And
she was good.
Yeah.
She totally blacked out.
Yeah, she said she just went into a space
and
started playing.
Yeah, and Shelly was, to me, Shelly was the smoothest.
She was old school
of all.
Yeah.
And I love her charisma. I love her, her whole
Michelle's energy.
Yes. Oh, Michelle is
and
just
those headphones. I think she
she had the blingage.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think everything was good. So it was fun and relatable. Everybody, it was stuff you knew, stuff you could dance to, a little different. Mm-hmm. Everybody did their thing. So I like that. Like you say, nobody, as Mike Tech posted, nobody wants to hear none of us are EDM DJs or finna be EDM DJs. So cut that mess out.
Well, even if you are, you have to be that in an atmosphere that wants that. I just hate it that we get to a point to where we don't read the room.
Yeah.
We beat the room.
The
You know,
hell out the room.
Yeah. Hey,
Bam.
you can't,
Yeah.
you have to pay attention to your audience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. But real quick, since you already running them down there.
Hey, I'm doing my job, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
No, we want to thank our sponsors. All of our sponsors, and I'm looking at Bob's comment about BJ Shun is the Bucks.
is the Bucks DJ.
Wow, okay.
Which one?
DJ Shun. We the other young lady that didn't make it.
Oh, that we did
To the interview.
Okay, how cool. That's
Wow.
cool. Yeah.
Big ups.
See, you never know.
Yeah, Four Color Zach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Four Color Zach was out of control.
Icon, yep. So to thank our 2026 sponsors, first we're gonna start with Stage One Speakers, Electro Tech Audio Speakers, Stage One, battery powerless, wireless speakers right here, y'all.
Yes.
10-hour battery pack on these things, no wires, no connection, no power cords.
Scar.
Yeah, yep. Electro Voice, EV, S-Star, big shout out to CP, big shout out to Marco, NFLX, Cal, Cat, Ben,
Mhm.
also Top Light, Ray and his crew,
Mhm.
Ultimate Ears, Tony,
Tony Ultimate.
yes, and Jetpack, Will and all the boys at Jetpack, Melinar, Phoenix Pro, promo only, and Electro Tech Audio once again.
Yes.
Do we need to add anybody promo only? Did we get them in there?
Yes, we did.
All right, all
We
right.
just want to say special.
And big shout out
Special
to
thank-
Curator, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Finished the studio. Thank you, James, for everything you've done for us over these 3 years of broadcasting. We are finally standalone.
And we want to thank Midwest Live. Thank you guys
Yes,
for
thank you,
having us again. We look forward to 2027 doing something bigger and greater. We appreciate what you guys are doing. You continue to push the envelope. You continue to educate. You continue to motivate and throw good parties. Mhm.
Yep. So,
At the right events.
yep.
I mean, the right venues.
Yeah, right venues.
Mhm.
Definitely. That one venue was definitely the spot. It was really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So until we meet again, my friend, we want to thank you,
Yeah,
Valente, for coming on.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know,
appreciate you guys having me.
tell your
Oh, yeah.
wife, thank you.
Yeah, especially since you didn't sit down with us at the chair so we
Yeah.
could talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
sorry. The last day you guys were
You have
gone.
to
So I was
fill
like,
out my
Please fill out his form, brother.
so I can
I
write.
will. I will.
Please.
He had notes like he had been reading it, but he hadn't.
Oh,
done
he
it.
got him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he got him.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw the paper back there.
Make the editor look bad.
But no, thank you for coming on with us, man. And we're so glad
Yeah,
to
you.
see you experience that, because it's really a wonderful experience. And like we say, man, you can't afford not to go to some place like that.
Yeah,
Why
at
would you
At least
not
once a year.
want to be around your peers and
Yeah.
learn something
And
that can make you more money?
elevate your game, because
Yeah.
you might have stunted your growth here. You might have done everything you can to talk to everybody you can.
And for those of us that think we know everything, you're lying.
Take us home. Get out of here.
We get too comfortable sometimes. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
very
yeah,
comfortable.
yeah, very comfortable.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's good to go to these places because it reminds us that, man, the world is so much bigger than us.
Man,
and we
when
can
you,
learn
like
something.
when you see Jana and Nick, all of them sitting in class.
Yeah.
Yeah. White
Still
Shadow.
talking about learning.
Yeah.
And pushing, Jason talked about, what did he say about
Put
the
your
chair?
ass in the chair.
Yeah. You can't do the work if you're not willing to put your anus in the chair
Yeah.
and do the work.
Yep. Take us home.
Yes. All right. See you, Bob. We love you always, next year or sooner. Peace.
In the mic, what's the vibe tonight? Talking issues, dropping gems, keep the game airtight. Spin it, flip it, mix it, fix it, yo, we here to ignite. Yeah, hands on the decks, but the crowd don't move. Run the DJ, now check the groove. Playlist still need something brand new. Crates full of dust, man, what you tryna prove? Clubs want cheap, DJs want respect. Promoters cutting corners, man, the scenes are wrecked. Yo, Saint go scratch, doesn't matter the tech. It's about the energy, not the brand on the deck. 2 DJs and a mic, turn the dark to the light. Dropping wisdom, spinning truth, get the balance just right. Two